All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. This time we're doing conspiracy theory TikToks that will make you question reality. I'm gonna do two different videos here in one, so we're gonna watch two different videos because they're kind of short. The first one's 6 minutes, and the second one's probably around the same amount of time. But we're not gonna waste too much time here. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what else you want me to react to. It could be anything, and let's just get into it.
Could Donald Trump be America's last president? There's this book called The Last President by Ingersoll Lockwood. The main character is a boy named Barron Trump who is a time traveler.
Well, obviously, that's not true unless Donald Trump becomes president again. I actually heard that there's a lot of people that believe right now that there's not gonna be an election this year. The belief is that the current one's gonna be, not gonna make it, so to speak, and then Kamala Harris is gonna take over. That's just word through the grapevine. I don't even know what they're basing that off of, but anyways.
Which coincidentally is the name of Trump's son. And then the book starts off in New York City on 5th Avenue. Trump has a tower on 5th Avenue. In the book, it's a very politically divided America, which ends up leading to the last president. In the book, Barron Trump becomes good friends with someone named LaFay Pence. So we got Trump and Pence co-starring in The Last President. Now here's where it gets really trippy. John Trump, Donald Trump's uncle, was the engineer who worked on Tesla's inventions. If you've never heard of Nikola Tesla, he was defamed by Thomas Edison for making free alternative energy, which wasn't profitable. One of the apparent inventions of Tesla was anti-gravity time travel, which was one of the machines that Donald Trump's uncle was working on, but it was inconclusive. And to top it off, look up FBI Vault Nikola Tesla. It says he's from a different planet.
Craziest conspiracy theories, part 4. And today's conspiracy theory is about mind control.
Ooh, hit the like button.
Today, we're talking MK Ultra.
That was crazy. When that guy said hit the like button thing literally lit up on the screen. No lie. I didn't even know that was a thing that could happen. But that was weird. What did he even say? I'm gonna back this up. That was trippy.
From a different planet.
Craziest conspiracy theories, part 4. And today's conspiracy theory is about mind control.
Ooh, hit the like button.
Look at Rick.
Today, we're talking MK Ultra.
That's so crazy.
And
I want to show y'all that. Hold on. I think he knew that would happen, but alright, so you see the like button right here? Watch this.
Craziest conspiracy theories, part 4. And today's conspiracy theory is about mind control.
Ooh, hit the like button.
Today, we're talking MK Ultra. And no, MK Ultra
That's
is
wild.
not the latest Mortal Kombat game. And I'll go ahead and tell you, this one's much different than the previous conspiracies we've done because this one is true 100%. MK Ultra was a project by the CIA that actually applied mind control techniques to unwilling participants. That's right, on US and Canadian citizens. This included drugging them with psychoactive drugs such as LSD. The idea was to try to figure out how to mind control hostages to get the most amount of information. Some of the things they did included electroshocks, hypnosis, isolation, even verbal and sexual abuse and other forms of torture to their own citizens. This happened at over 80 locations in the United States and Canada. While all the files from the 1950s project were ordered to be destroyed, it became public in 1977.
Is Britney Spears being held hostage? If you follow Britney on Instagram, you
Also, let me just go ahead and quickly say this video is like 3 years old. The other video I think is a little bit more current because this is part 1 and the other one's part 20. And I want to do a conspiracy theory TikTok video that's updated, with some more current information. But for me to do that, it requires that I get on TikTok, and I'm kind of like not wanting to do that. But I will for the sake of the content, I suppose. Anyway, that's just something to bear in mind here.
might notice that her account is a bit strange. I'll show you. So here's her Instagram. You can see that kind of her selfies are taken by someone else, it looks like, and they're all pretty much the same angle. Her makeup is super messy. She's wearing pretty much the same clothes in all her posts. Now, Britney does post a lot of dancing videos on her Instagram, and I've noticed she's done this one thing repeatedly. I'll show you what I mean. These are two separate videos.
That's the eye. I know about the eye. That probably means she's in the Illuminati. But
videos, and you can see that she keeps doing whatever the fuck that is. And if you go on her comments, all her fans, all these people are saying, Brittany, are you okay? This and that, da 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 da. Tell me why she posted this.
The first question that you mainly ask me is what my favorite song is.
Girl, you know no one asks about your favorite fucking song.
And the first main question that you guys ask me is what's my favorite holiday.
In both videos, she's swaying back and forth, which could mean she's nervous, but why would she be nervous? In this post, she said, natural light reveals the magic in your eyes. Her mascara says, call 911.
Here's a fun NBA conspiracy for you. In the 2017 NBA playoffs, a player named Markieff Morris, who played for the Washington Wizards, hurt his ankle in Game 1 versus Celtics. This was only 11 minutes into the game and he didn't return. The injury looked like he would be out for a couple weeks and no one expected him to play in Game 2. But he did play in Game 2, and he played as if he was never injured. In fact, he had his best game statistically of the playoffs at that point. Here's where it gets interesting. Markieff Morris has an identical twin brother named Marcus who also plays in the NBA. His brother was playing for the Pistons, who were already eliminated from the playoffs. The theory is that Marcus played for his brother, because both brothers have the exact same tattoos and don't have any super apparent differences.
Have you guys heard the
I can believe that.
conspiracy theory that Steve Jobs is still alive? This one is fucking crazy. For those who...
I wouldn't really doubt that either. You know, there's also evidence that Tupac is alive and that Michael Jackson is alive. And the Michael Jackson one is pretty darn convincing, so I wouldn't doubt that a billionaire would still be alive.
If you don't know, Steve Jobs was the co-founder of Apple who helped launch it to where it is today. Sadly, he passed away back in 2011 after his battle with pancreatic cancer. Or did he? Back in 2019, Reddit went fucking crazy when one of its users uploaded a picture of a man in Egypt. A man who looks identical to Steve Jobs. People started lighting up the comments section, but not to disprove it, but to say that they believe it. People are convinced because not only did Steve Jobs specify that he would want to go to Egypt one day, but he was also heavily into Buddhism and spirituality, hence the way this man is dressed. Steve Jobs was also known for crossing his legs while sitting and holding his hand to his chin while he was in deep thought, like the man right here. And everyone said he was just crazy enough to do it. The only thing disproving this theory is that the man is wearing an analog watch, not an Apple Watch. But if you were hiding, would you wear the watch of the company you founded? What do you think?
He probably don't want to wear that watch no way. That watch is probably tracking you.
This is Stanley Myers. He created a car that runs on water. Well, hydrogen, but you know, water. See, this invention would have changed the world. So a lot of oil-rich nations were sitting there and trying to buy the patent from him, but he wouldn't sell. If the world wasn't dependent on gas anymore, imagine how much money would change hands. Since they couldn't buy the patent, they sat there and tried to debunk him. They claimed he was a fraud and all that. While still trying to buy the patent, our own government and foreign governments started to harass him. He said he feared for his life. Then guess what happened? He went to a restaurant with his brother to meet some Belgian investors and he died. He died yelling and screaming and throwing up black shit, saying that he was poisoned. But the coroner said he had a brain aneurysm, and now his brother refuses to talk about it. He also did a whole video on exposing the New World Order.
Yeah, they're not gonna let you... yeah, no. They're not gonna let you have something like that that takes away money from the powers that be. And so, if they can't control it, you're dead. Anyways, on to the next one.
Here comes the truth about the moon landings.
What was the scariest moment of the journey?
Scariest? It didn't happen.
Yeah.
It could have been scary.
Yeah.
Certainly.
You got...
And y'all can believe what you want to, you know what I'm saying? You want to believe in the moon landings and the globe and all that. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You need to watch this video of Cat Williams talking about Kevin Hurt.
At the end of the day, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress-wearing people before him. So now we have Big Mama's house 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I've never seen Medea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we picking on poor little Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn next.
Okay.
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them. End quote.
We all love Dave Chappelle.
Exactly. Dave Chappelle has never been a part of the Illuminati. They don't want him or me or people like us.
The disturbing Japanese...
That's because they expose the, the things going on. That's what I like about Dave Chappelle, too, is because, and Cat Williams does it as well, but Cat Williams stuff, you gotta, listen harder for Cat Williams stuff. Dave Chappelle stuff is a little bit more blatant, in my opinion. And I'm talking about the comedy. I'm not talking about, the interviews. If you're watching the interviews, then I'd say Cat Williams is definitely exposing more. But if you watch the comedy, I think Dave Chappelle does a better job of exposing stuff. And it's very interesting how they can use their comedy as a means of saying things that also need to be said and yet still be funny, But shout out to them.
Legend iceberg. This picture contains a list of urban legends from the least disturbing to the most. Today we're going to be talking about, or better known as, the Answer Man. This is a newer urban legend that honestly you could try at home if you're brave enough. It starts with 10 people sitting in a circle and each person calls the individual to their left. Everybody presses call at the same time, so naturally some people's calls don't go through, but that's when the Answer Man picks up. The Answer Man picks up the phone on the other line and you are able to ask one question and he has to give you the right answer. And this question could literally be anything you can think of. After you ask your question, the Answer Man then will ask one of his own. And here's the thing, if you get his question wrong, a hand is supposed to come through the screen and rip a limb off your body. So tag 9 other people who are down to play this game with you, because I for sure will not play this one. Make sure to like and follow for more videos.
That one's probably BS, but y'all don't play that shit. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't play with Ouija boards either. Don't play Charlie. Don't play none of that shit. None of it.
Scariest conspiracy theories in the world that will seriously ruin your life. This list shows all the conspiracy theories from the most normal ones we all know to the darkest of the dark that will change the way you literally see the world. And of course in this series we're going to be going from the top all the way down to the bottom. Come back, let's go for part 2. The Titanic didn't hit an iceberg. So we all know about the Titanic, of course, the really famous ship that sunk, and it's commonly believed that it hit an iceberg, but this might change your mind. This is mental. There was, of course, survivors of the Titanic, and a lot of them were interviewed. Not one of them mentioned anything about an iceberg. But what's crazier is a few people did say that there was a fire. Interesting. Now go and look at this. Before the ship even set sail, you can see a burn area in the photo. And it's actually the engine and boiler room right there. And if there was a fire in there, that's not ideal. Now there's a couple of theories I'm going to talk about. The first one was that it never even hit an iceberg at all. But it was actually an inside job done by people such as the Rothschild family, which I will make a video on later in the series. Main theory that is very believable has something to do with this burn mark. Now the theory is there was a fire on the Titanic before it even set off, and this fire weakened the hull of the boat. Maybe there was an iceberg, but not as big as it's made out to be. It did hit this iceberg, and if there wasn't a fire, it would have been completely fine. Everyone would have just not even realised. But due to the hull and the ship already being weakened from the fire, that's what made it sink. I mean, that's a very believable theory. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And make sure you hit that follow button, because it's going to get crazier. Obviously.
So, the thing about the Titanic is, it's been said that the richest man in the world at the time was on the Titanic. And he had been invited by J.P. Morgan, and there were a bunch of other rich people on the Titanic who were also had ties to J.P. Morgan. And I'm not sure about the other people, but at least the main guy, the richest guy, his name was like Andrew something. I don't remember exactly, but apparently he wasn't standing for the same things that J.P. Morgan was standing for. So, there's your conspiracy for why the Titanic sank.
Dangerous conspiracy theories. This picture contains a list of conspiracy theories from the most well-known to the darkest. Welcome to Tier 9. Today we're going to be talking about the strange berry picker disappearances. God, that's a mouthful to say. In 2011, a man named David wrote a book called Missing 411. The book covers all of the most unsolved cases of people going missing in national parks. Some people would just wander off the trail, some would fall into the river, and some people didn't even know they were missing. Do you want to know what all of these people had in common right before they went missing? They were all picking berries. Stay with me, it's about to get crazy. One case is 6-year-old Lillian Carney, and in 1897, she went missing right after she was picking berries. According to her parents, she was here for 1 second and gone the next, almost like she just vanished. They notified the police, and around midnight, which was 12 hours later, they found her miles away from where she originally was, and they found her in a dazed trance. It gets even weirder. Police then start to question her on how she went missing, thinking maybe the parents had something to do with it. The little girl didn't even remember walking, which is crazy because she was miles away from where she originally was at. On top of that, she said the sun shined all the time, which would be impossible because it was midnight. Now, this didn't happen just once, but this has happened over 50 times. So are these people just mysteriously going missing in the woods? Or is there something darker here that we don't know about? Make sure to like and follow for more videos.
Scariest conspiracy. So that was super random. Don't pick berries, I guess. I don't know. That's weird. If you even have a theory for that, let me know in the comments.
Theories in the world that will seriously change your life. Part 11. Today we are talking about time loops. This is mental and very, very confusing. So you've seen films such as Groundhog Day, Palm Springs, or Dark or anything. You kind of get the gist of this, where people are kind of stuck in a time loop, reliving the same day again and again and again. Like things like Groundhog Day, Happy Death Day, all of that kind of stuff. What if this actually exists in real life? The theory is maybe there are some kind of wormholey weird places on Earth that connect interdimensionally with parallel universe. Told you it was confusing, didn't I? Now, if you don't know parallel universes, a universe is the same as ours, where things play out differently. But maybe there are actual things like this out there. So kind of think of it as if like a black hole, but on Earth. And maybe when you enter this, it kind of freezes time, so you're just stuck on your own. Almost like in your own bubble, just going through the same day again and again and again. I mean, it's mental and a crazy theory, but I mean, if you think about certain explanations for it, it kind of could be possible. But it's still mental.
The child...
I don't know about about time loops, per se. But I do think, like the Bermuda Triangle, I do think maybe that is an electromagnetic anomaly, maybe, in that area. That could be, you know, that could be the reason for all the disappearances there, you know, like, and the pilots that fly through there, and they talk about, like, just all of a sudden being in a crazy storm and you know, a portal and this, that, and the other. There was some flight that went missing and then supposedly showed back up like 30 years later. But yeah, I don't know about time loops, but maybe. Let me know what you think.
Childhood conspiracy theory iceberg. This picture represents conspiracy theories that will change your childhood forever. As always, make sure to join the Discord for the full list. This is Tier 1. Mrs. Puff is a psychopath. We've all seen SpongeBob and we've all seen Mrs. Puff before. On the episode titled No Free Rides in Season 2, Mrs. Puff says this.
What have I done? Everyone will know that I let him slide through school. I'll have to move to a new city, start a new boarding school with a new name.
No, not again.
This is hinting that Mrs. Puff has changed her identity before, and I promise this gets worse. In Season 12, Episode 21, SpongeBob is helping her organize some of her junk, and he comes across a newspaper that says, deranged boat teacher makes getaway. So the real question remains, who is Mrs. Puff? Make sure to like and follow for tomorrow's video.
Yeah, I think all the cartoon conspiracies are pretty interesting, and they're well thought out. Obviously, the creators would never confirm nor deny. There's also the theory that the main characters of SpongeBob are the 7 deadly sins, which also kind of makes sense. And you never know. But that was conspiracy theory TikToks that will make you question reality. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. Comment down below and let me know what else I should react to. But that is it, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.